What's going on, chat? Hopefully, all is well with everyone, and you're having a good Friday so far. Like I always say, make it good on purpose. Create the day you want to have. I'm just getting some things together. My apologies for anybody that might have been waiting. I know I said 9 o'clock, but I got a feeling half and nobody saw it. The pre-post anyway. But it's neither here nor there. I'm getting these decks ready. This is the Affirmation. I said Affirmation. Afro Anime Tarot. This is this one is the word on the streets. I got the ancestral or ancestor deck as well. I'm gonna try and do spread with y'all today. Social media plays a part. I am capable of achieving my dreams. Alright. Let's get with it. Let's get some overall energy for this reading. Overall energy for this reading on November the 7th, 2025 at 9:29 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What is the tribe that resonates with me need to know most for the best and highest good in this moment? Dealing with all the changes in the celestial energy and navigating this last quarter of the year 9. What is the tribe that resonates with me need to know? That's going to keep popping up, but Aquarius, card number 11, air energy. The collaborator is giving me solar plexus, and crown chakra energy. Vaporizing. Somebody could be vaping. Taurus at the bottom of the deck. At the very back of the deck. Number 2. And here, take the bull by his horns. At the very bottom of the deck, Pisces. Number 12. Twin dragon energy. It's not actually dragons, but these fish kind of look like dragons to me right now. It's kind of giving me like something going on planetarily. I do not think that anything prominent is happening in Aquarius. Just a second to check on this. Aquarius, Pisces, and Taurus. We just had the full moon in Taurus. Okay, Saturn is retrograde in Pisces right now. We already figured out that the full moon is aligned with the Taurus energy, although the moon is in Gemini right now. What is this Aquarius doing? Out of bounds? Okay. That's good. Out of bounds energy. And of course, Mercury is out of bounds. And Sagittarius, that ends on Tuesday in 2 weeks. Pluto will be back in bounds. Right now it's out of bounds in the air element. So that could be the Aquarius energy. Pluto. Let's go. Mm, yeah, that's that Aquarius is the Pluto energy, and Pluto is out of bounds. So look at your declinations in regards to your Pluto and Aquarius placements. Okay. You know what? Since they came out, I'm not gonna do the reading that I was gonna do because this feels like something else needs to be done other than the reading that I was going for. Thank you, Spirit. Let's see. Hmm. I'm just gonna do an A spread. Let's do an A spread on this Pluto in Aquarius energy. How can it benefit the tribe? What does the tribe need to caution in this time? And what encouragement message can the tribe use to help navigate this Pluto and Aquarius energy? Looking at that picture is bringing me these two these two figures is bringing me to an ant's life. It's making me think of scenes in an ant's life, not only because of the collaboration energy dealing with Aquarius, but the what was the grasshoppers? Yeah, the grasshoppers, and how the ants ended up revolting. Okay, all right. It was Risk It All, Griot, and Boundaries. So boundaries definitely need to be set, and I feel like it's boundaries with people who try to instill fear into your plan, delay your plan. Boundaries within, being conjunct with values without externally. What's the ace? We're doing ace spread. What's the advice for the tribe? The chiefess, strength tested, number 8, which is the strength card. I'm hearing cultivate. You've cultivated your soul soil. There's seeds that you planted that are coming to bloom. Embrace minimalism. Thank you, Spirit. At the bottom of the deck, we got the shadow, trials and tribulations, number 18. That's the moon card. It's your path to walk. No one can tell you what to do on it and what decisions to make. At the very back of the deck, altar of earth, limitless prosperity. Yeah, those seeds that you planted are coming to bloom. It's harvest season, and it currently is harvest season in the northern hemisphere and probably other places as well. It's giving me that Kylie energy as well with her two sets of hands. Also, as above, so below, as within, so without, as the soul, so the universe. Which brings me to the trials and tribulations of shadow. Everybody's going through trials and tribulations right now. The advice is to let this be a test of your strength. Use every obstacle thrown at you. I'm here to play Tetris, but no, to challenge yourself to get better, to get stronger. It feels like a warrior training. Yeah, 300. Thank you. The guy with the big eyes from 300 with them too as well, and the ant, and the ants from the ant life. It's something to be said because it keeps bringing me to the ant that ultimately showed everybody and encouraged everybody to, realize that they were stronger, better, and more equipped than the grasshoppers. Stop being fearful of something in the ant life and 300 for those decoders that will help with this Pluto and Aquarius energy. Like I said, declinations, look at your declinations because that is telling of out of bounds energy, and Pluto is out of bounds right now. Also, you should find uh, any planet that's out of bound right now. Find it in your chart, like where it is in your chart, what sign is in, what house is in, and do some research on how to continue to test yourself, be courageous and brave while these shifts keep happening. There's lessons in your astrology, human design, all those type of charts. If you're open and willing to collaborate with the divine and the cosmos to look at your astrology, everything is not going to be on point for those people that think it's woo woo or not beneficial to you in any way, shape, or form. Especially if you look at the, I can never say that name. It starts with the E, but it pretty much maps out where the planets are going to be throughout the whole year and beyond and past. A lot of people look at that for patterns as well. What should the tribe caution in regards to dealing with the energy and working through the energy of Pluto and Aquarius and Pluto being out of bounds right now? What should the tribe caution? 42. Mother God, miracles in motion. It's basically caution you getting in your own way, not being able to surrender, not being able to collaborate. Like Aquarius energy is giving me what you need to caution is the lower vibrational energy of Aquarius energy, Pisces energy, Taurus energy. 11, 12, and 2. So 232. 232, thank you, Spirit. Or 223. The combination of two twos and 1 3 is significant for someone. There's a sign in that 8 and 6 is given territorial. I'm hearing territorial because I'm thinking of the peacock because they are very territorial. Also, someone is sequestering, sequestering, basically looking for. Why would it need to be said in that way? But someone is looking for a peacock feather to make their smudging wand or to make some sort of wand slash broom, possibly fan. Excuse me. With the fan, it's fabric. Looking for peacock colored fabric or peacock feather printed fabric to make the fan. The peacock is also giving rebirth energy, and at this time you're being called to surrender to the miracles in motion because it's a rebirth energy. You're moving into your authentic purpose, energy, characteristics. You're moving into your authenticity through this rebirth. It's like the shadow that came up with the chiefess. You having strength to look within, do some introspective work, illuminate those things which you were hiding or tend to hide or shy away from about yourself. Some things happened recently that brought you to an awareness which has you interested in going deeper, but it's a fear. It's a lot of fear going on, which I get it because a lot of people fear monger, and the fact that social media plays a part came out on the pre-shuffle with this deck here that leads me to believe that that's what's going on. I cannot remember what the other card was at the bottom of the deck when that social media plays a part, but it was encouraging. So it had me at that time believing that social media was not going to be a deterrent for you, but it possibly is. It's because you haven't totally broken the chain or the loop. You haven't totally broken free, or you'd be able to surrender to the miracles that are in motion and get out your own way. It's like you're trying to control the narrative, control the plan, control what's going on, but it's really not in your control. I'm hearing the serenity prayer. So yeah, you're trying to control things that you can't control. Just let it go, let it be. Let the cosmos do what the cosmos does. It's like Pluto is out of bounds for a reason. And because nobody usually talks about declinations in the chart or planets being out of bounds, you came to the right place to get some information to expand upon, to think about, to use to do your introspection work, to illuminate those things that continue to have you repeat the loop and break the chain, but so much. Like you're stretching the chain. It feels like the chain is open enough for you to be able to take off a link, but you're wanting an explosion of the chain breaking, like to show your strength, more egotistical versus just get free. Just get free. You don't need to show everybody. It doesn't need to be an extravagant event. You don't have to apply so much pressure on yourself. You don't have to use so much strength. If you stretch that chain link open enough to, you are now free. You are now free. You are not attached to whatever you were locked to, whatever you were chained to. You're not attached to that anymore just by removing one simple link. You don't have to, break the chain super, super, you got super strength. It's not necessary. That's just bravado and brute and being a brute for no reason. That's possibly why this feminine energy is coming out. I wonder if Aquarius is feminine energy. That'll be something that I'll have to expand on in my own time. At the bottom of the deck, we have Father of Fire, Passion Ignited, number 26. That's 8 again. It doesn't have to be brute strength. Be prepared. Be prepared to move when you need to move, but it doesn't have to be a display. It doesn't have to be a show. Patriarch at the bottom of the deck, unapologetic. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem with the patriarch. Unwilling to accept the mother, the miracles in motion that the matriarch brings. Fearful of the feminine strength. Just brute force at its finest. Conqueror, forcing things to happen instead of surrendering to the ebb and flow and motion of the universe. They always got to come try to shake things up and call it collaborating when you're really just destroying shit for your betterment, for your benefit. It doesn't benefit everybody. Father God, radical truth. Wanted to slide off. That's number 7. Caution, not acknowledging both feminine and masculine energies. Caution, not allowing these two energies to work together. Caution, not seeing the wisdom and the victory and utilizing both and unionizing both. The monarch. The monarch is the chariot. Get moving on something. At the very back of the deck, patriarch again. Patriarch, yeah, just wants to be the victor and claims to spread radical truth, but that's false. That's falsehood. Just look at where we at now. What's the what's the encouragement? Encouragement for the tribe that resonates for me. For the best and highest good. Encouragement. Oh, we got Mother of Fire, Shine and Rise. That's the Queen of Wands. And we have the Judge, Poetic Justice, number 11, which is the Justice card. So justice is coming in. Be encouraged with it. You're going to receive the justice you've been looking for on a high vibrational end. We're not talking about revenge or vengeance. And that's number 24. And number 38, Root of Earth, Inspire Action, came out. I believe this is the Page of Pentacles. It could possibly be the Knight of Pentacles. And this is the Page or Knight of Wands. I'll look in the book here a little later after we get through some more things. But these two things came out in reverse. So this feels like another person not wanting you to choose freedom or inspired action because you do. You want freedom. And you should be moving in your mode. I'm hearing. And it's bringing me back to the what I saw in my mind's eye when I was speaking about not having to have a extreme display of brute strength in order to release yourself from this bondage. It doesn't have to be an all-out war. It doesn't have to be a whole bunch of bloodshed. It's all about thinking smarter and taking what will be an inspired action of just opening the link enough, using enough strength to open it up and take the link off, because it's giving the energy of that explosive breaking of the chain is loud and possibly gonna get you caught, only to be put back into bondage. At the bottom of the deck, we have Mother of Water, emotional self care. Yeah, just a trigger and an outburst. A trigger and an outburst, which is just make a whole bunch of noise and don't solve nothing for you. Number 30. I'm hearing fire under siege, siege under fire. Yeah, a lot about collaborating with the cosmos. Somebody here is so opposed to astrology, but it could help you. You don't have to believe it all wholeheartedly, but just get insight, get see a different perspective to help you through your if you're even doing shadow work. At the very back of the deck, number 36, which breaks down to a 9, Father of Air, leadership. This my this my guy right here. He's not to be fucked with. He is not to be fucked with. Like he don't play no games. Like at all. This has been my favorite card since I got this deck. But yeah, that's air again. Father of air. Mm, okay. What did I put that look like at? I want to see what these two cards that came out of reverse are. Excuse me, guys. Thank you, Spirit, because Spirit is really nudging me towards finding out what those cards are because it has to do with the out of bounds energy. Wow, open right to creature of fire. Yeah, Knight of Wands. Okay. I am on fire. I make it happen. The shadow aspect, which is the reverse meaning. Frustration is the energy of the moment. As you are unsure of how or why to move ahead, you are filled with fear. You have been asking, what if I reveal my true self? What if you don't? Is the real question. That goes back to what I said earlier. Is the Pluto and Aquarius being out of bounds is giving is throwing people into that shadow work. It's throwing people into the collaboration with the cosmos and actually looking into what's going on so that you can pinpoint with precision, hammer precision, on what it is that you need. Oh my goodness, antidote. The song that's not antidote, but that's the lady that sings antidote in the music. Okay. So social media playing a part in the fear mongering. Yes, yes, spirit. Definitely. Definitely is. 38. You are the antidote. There's nothing to fear. It was 38. Root of air. Inspire action. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. Good news follows me. The shadow aspect, reverse meaning, stagnant, stale, and stuck. Distracted. Blah. That's the feeling. Sometimes we learn even more from failure than success. It is either time to try again or abandon ship. Only you know. Right. Makes sense. It definitely makes sense. It's time to try again or abandon ship. Only you know. And then that Page of Pentacles is given. Page of Pentacles always gives to me. Take a look at your physical world to get the best inkling of what's going on in your mental world, in your inner world. That's bringing crown chakra too. So crown, crown, crown. I'm here in the study of sacred geometry in regards to freedom and the flow of energy. Let's get a clarification on the strength card, the chiefess strength tested. Why is that here? Why is this here as an advice for the tribe? Page of Swords. Because it's time for you to do some research, time for you to do some thinking on how to navigate the storm. You're getting like um what's the word I'm looking for? Votes. Yeah, votes. You're getting like votes in your body. Like voltage, wattage, epiphanies. Thank you, Spirit. Through research, you'll have epiphanies on what it is that you need to do to test your strength. I'm here, strength tested, mother approved. What is that? That's the product. Strength. I don't even think it's strength tested. I think it's kid tested, mother approved. Thank you, but I heard strength tested, mother approved. Okay, got you. So testing your strength, your mental fortitude, being able to surrender to the miracles that are in flow, that are in motion, ultimately rising and shining, shining and rising, feeding the younger generation, providing justice for them. See, the work that we do is not going to, we're not going to, we're not going to reap the benefits of it. We're not going to pick the harvest. It's going to be the youth. I'm hearing Sierra rooted with Esther Dean. Young girl, stay rooted. I'm gonna plant my seed now. Rooted. Rooted. Ooh, there's codes being embedded. There's codes being embedded. When you go to do this research on the cosmos, on the human design, help navigate the emotions. I'm even hearing like therapy kind of stuff, coping mechanisms. It's giving me a lot of those therapy, medical therapy words. So that could be something for somebody. But ultimately, the Page of Swords is normally looking back, and he is normally in a state of fear, like he heard something in the distance that made him like whip around, be on guard. Thank you. So you on guard or being guarded for those that are feel as if they are chained to something. possibly your ego, because I keep every time the chain vision comes through, it's pretty much like blinking red with the brute force energy, but it has cool tones, cool blue tones like teals. Thank you, spirit. Like teals, turquoises, and these kind of bluish green colors, which to me is always gives healing energy. And also, as far as air goes, I'm hearing air magic, the lighting of incense. I was speaking of smudge sticks and brooms before. I said shaking things up as well. Like, so of course things are always being shaken up in the world, especially with these storms and stuff. And thank you, Spirit. They brought me to the storm that's going through Jamaica. That and speaking on like the volatile energy. Thank you, which brought me back to votes. The volatile energy between um, the diaspora, and I'm kind of like I, in the sense, I get it, but then again, I don't as well because I am Black American. So, in this climate, it just seems like everybody's coming for us. So that's something that I'm really not gonna speak on. And I was told before all of this shit started to not get involved in Babylon business because Babylon must fall. It is what it is. This shit is going to happen. The Two of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. Thank you, Spirit, bringing me to that and moving on with it. Only carry what you know you can navigate across these thresholds with. So I'm hearing lift with your legs. um, let's G it. Work. Get your ass up. Get your ass up. Get your ass up. He said, I'm in a bad mood, so I'm taking it out on my work. Yeah. So when you are in a bad mood, transmute that anger into production, productivity, whether it's something physical or mental. Transmute that shit into something that's going to benefit you versus something that's your detriment. At the very back of the deck, we got the Four of Cups. Know when to rest and reflect. Know when to rest and ignore the distractions, ignore the noise, ignore everything that's going on in the world because, again, back to the serenity prayer, if you cannot change it or do anything about it, control it in any way, it's not something that you're meant to worry about. You got to worry about your internal world, the things that you can change, the things that you can do. Everybody thinks that you got to be on the scene of whatever that thing is to be a help to the cause. You don't. We need thinkers as well as fighters, as well as warriors. The character in the ant's life was a thinker. He outthought the grasshoppers, which gained him the following and the backing and the strength from the rest of the ants who were living in fear because they were indoctrinated to. I hope this is hitting for somebody because it's definitely a message in it But I feel like I'm hearing members only. Yeah, I feel like it's for members only. Those people that have kind of navigated their way through these illusions that a lot of people tend to get bogged down in. Like, but you got it. Keep testing your strength. Keep figuring out ways to adapt, to shift your perspectives, your actions, your thoughts, your energy, your emotions. Keep finding ways to adapt. Nothing is really, nothing's going to hold you back. You're going to be able to shine and rise and feed the future generations. Let's get something for Mother God. Caution. Why is this here as a caution? Justice in the current position. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. Brought brought right back to get out of your own way. Justice is coming. And Mother God don't need your help. Sit the fuck down. Sit down. Get out of the way. Like you are struggling. You are struggling. Yeah, salmon are supposed to swim upstream, but it's still a struggle because you're going against the grain. Thank you, Spirit. But that's their natural order to do. And sometimes it's necessary. But in this season, I feel like that's not what you're being called to do. Earlier, it was surrender to the miracles in motion. Because that salmon being able to swim upstream in the way that they do is a miracle within itself. It don't make sense to a lot of people, but it also makes it easier for the bears to catch them. And feed another is a circle of life. Why they swim upstream, I don't know. Maybe that's something as the page of swords energy is here for us that we can research on. Research on the things that you question and that you don't understand. If you don't understand something about something and you fear it, the best way to even, I'm wanting to say trick, but they're just stopping me from saying trick. The only way to redirect, reprogram your mind about something that you fear is to learn about it. Like I was super scared of cicadas. I still am in a sense, but it's not because of me being ignorant to what they are. To me, it's just the sound. The sound triggers me. The sound triggers the the part of me that remembers my past lives because it's yeah. I can't explain it like, and I probably wouldn't explain it if I could, but I learned everything that I could learn about cicadas. They're literally harmful to humans. I mean, harmless to humans. Can't do anything. They're just a nuisance. But they're needed for the order of things. Just like salmon, for some reason, need to swim upstream for the natural order of their being. But the justice is in you getting out of the way, getting out of your own way, and you not going against the grain, and you recognizing right now where you are going against the grain and where you are exerting more strength than you need to. As I said before, with the breaking of the chains with the chiefess, let's test our strength in a smart way, not a way that exhausts us, because it feels like you already have other things to do. So it feels like punches being thrown at you from every different direction, and it's impossible to block something that you one can't see and can't shift and pivot around. There's no stopping this rebirth. Thank you, Spirit. There's no stopping this rebirth. You can either be a willing participant or you can be triggered and dragged, kicking and screaming through this shit. Because to me, it feels like some of you have no choice. You came here for the future generations. You didn't come here to reap the benefits of what you of the seeds you plant in this life. That's why a root of earth is in reverse. You keep entering the loop of the illusion of scarcity, poverty, bondage. It's all an illusion. And until you choose freedom, you'll continue to re-enter the loop. It's like the hamster getting off the wheel only to go back on it. Is this your exercise, or are you just scrolling, wasting the day away? I don't know why it brought me to scrolling with the. I guess because it had a. Yeah, it brought me to scrolling for some reason. That's it. Hey, I'm starting not to question this shit no more. It is what it is. Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, I said earlier, working with the cosmos, working with the divine. I'm getting pollination with this bee, the nest, the hive. But see, these are the honeybees that have a hive mind. These are the bumblebees. They don't. They're not the same. Thank you, Spirit. It brought me to my card, the card that I made, um, anime and manga, both Japanese culture, but they're not the same. One is written text, and one is the griot. Thank you, Spirit. One is the telling, the animated story telling of that manga. For those animes that have a manga to them, I don't believe all animes have manga to them. What they had to do with going with the normal, we're going with the flow, and the exertion of energy. Okay, okay. Your perspective on the exertion of energy. Um, Grind, hustle culture versus working smarter, not harder. They're not the same, but they're both work. They can both tell the same story, but one is going to take a intellectual mind and another is going to take a creative mind. Thank you, Spirit. But with this Eight of Pentacles, I'm getting that the social media is contributing to the hive mind. You need to think more like the blackjack bumblebee. I'm hearing Bumblebee, the Transformer, like somebody flipping through channels or some shit. Like, so I'm getting a lot of different shows right now in this moment. I know I spoke on the Ant Life at 300 before, but those are significant to the declinations and Pluto being in out of bounds in Aquarius. Eighth house. Thank you, Spirit. Eighth house in the hive mind. And I was told to leave that one there. At the very back of the deck, Nine of Pentacles. That's beautiful. I love them flowers. There's more flowers to be pollinated. And the bird is bringing me to the Page of Swords energy. And so getting out of the hive mind, dwelling and learning what your authentic self wants. Coming out of the shadows into the light, doing the work that's necessary in order to be able to remain steadfast. Nine of Swords, also at the very back of the deck. 998. What's behind that? Six. So that's why you're getting in your own way, being stressed about not not reaping the benefits, not being able to harvest. But to me, with the Six of Swords being here, it's about your perspective. You're on the boat when you should be on the branch. You got a better view. You can see further ahead. The forecast. Thank you, Spirit. So this has to do with forecasting as well. But mainly surrendering to the miracles that are in motion, being able to see them. Yeah, I'm getting real heavy, like smoke rituals. I spoke about incense earlier and the smudge sticks, and then the broom. And so it's like you have to work so hard, one and one because you allow the hive mind to take over. You don't realize when things are similar but not the same. Just like these bees, they're both insects and they're both bees. They both pollinate, but they're not the same species. They're not the same thing. They do not have the same function. Probably don't pollinate the same flowers. One has a hive mind. One has no problem in being independent. But both of them are going to pollinate and contribute to the world. I'm really getting the energy with the miracles and motion because before I said collaborate with the divine, collaborate, and I'm just hearing collaborate, and then that that mother of God, miracles in motion, is falling in line with your rebirth as well. I'm hearing Janet Jackson, like a moth to a flame, burned by the fire. That's the way love goes. That song is playing in my head right now. But it's like your emotional fulfillment, your overflow is going to come with the patience of waiting, with the understanding of how to be alone, how to distract, how to detach, thank you, Spirit, from the hive mind. These two cards are like nothing but scenery. Nothing but scenery here. Somebody had to start the fire, but they're no longer there. It to me, these two cards, the Ace of Cups and the Three of Wands, is like putting on a show. Be wary of putting on a show. Like I said before, with the breaking of the chains, the brute force, the bravado, the egotistical noisemaker. It's like take some time to peep the scene is what I'm hearing. I'm also hearing digging the scene, digging on me, digging on me. It's all like that. It's all like that. Is that TLC? Yeah, that's TLC. So digging the scene, enjoying the scenery. You know how some people say smell the roses? To me, well, even though that's not a rose, but in essence, that's, you know, thank you, Spirit. How some people say smell the roses. I say watch the sunrise and set. Those are the two most beautiful, magical, miracle type things I know of. Like if you can watch the sunset and watch the sunrise and and not just feel the miracle of what this whole thing is, bruh, I just don't get it. But justice is definitely coming. Justice is coming. Rebirth is coming. The justice you need, with the justice, you need to get out your own way. And even with the rebirth, you need to get out your own way. Fighting tooth and nail is not going to help you because you're going to go through it regardless, either kicking and screaming or voluntarily. Moving on, Spirit, to Mother of Fire and the Judge, which is Judgment again. Why is that here for the encouragement? I'm hearing rooted again. Young girl, stay rooted. Trying to plant my seeds now. Rooted. The Tower card and the Ten of Cups. It's like starting to reframe the meaning of the tower. So I feel like this is for a reader. You are struggling with the message. You are struggling with finding fulfilling messages. So it's like your messages always tend to veer on the low vibrational side because you are going off of one particular teaching of the meaning of the cards. To me, I feel like with that bird, that hawk, that messenger, it might not even be a hawk, but that's just what I get right now with that messenger flying above in a like I we saw with the other bird in the Six of Swords, where your perspective, you have the ability to see more the higher you get. And the poetic justice that you get from reading things intuitively is totally different than regurgitating memorized keywords. And that's the end for that particular message channel. But also, I'm getting with this the shine and rise with the tower card. It's giving what I see smoke right here as well. So air energy, air is a component of fire, but with the tower, it's also like having the advantage to see the storm coming, having the advantage of knowing what to do to prepare as well. Because in the traditional card, the traditional sense, the two figures are falling out of the lighthouse. A lot of people would take that as just it's automatically something bad. But if the lightning is striking the structure and the structure is crumbling, I believe you have more of a chance going airborne to try to get away or save yourself. But in a sense, it's also bringing me to that's something you can't change. You really just have to free fall. I'm hearing free falling. You literally will have to just free fall in that instance. There's nothing that you would be able to do to change your outcome unless you had a parachute or something like that. But before I got onto that channel, into that thought, I was hearing and seeing the tower, the original tower card, and realized in this moment that it's a lighthouse. The building that's being struck in the tower card is the lighthouse. So you are able to see the storm coming. You're still at a higher perspective to be able to see things and forecasts. But normally the person in the lighthouse is not able to abandon shit. And I could have sworn I said something about abandoning shit earlier. But you're not going to be able to abandon shit.